Okay, I'm over here doing laundry, and while I'm folding the clothes, I'm watching this video by End Times. They're hiding the truth about AI from the public. It's talking about how AI will probably take over the world. How these people that are higher ups, even Elon Musk, are saying that we need to pause the production on AI. We need to shut it all down. If it proceeds, it's going to try to take over the world, right? Because of what's becoming of it now and how it's highly likely, right? And I'm thinking back to this vision, this waking vision I had November 28th, 2021. I will never forget it. There was hundreds upon hundreds of V-shaped crafts in the sky. These things had a unholy, cold, dark void of life feeling coming off them. There was so many of them. There was even one going behind my neighbor's house, and it was like this. It was blinking. They were low in the sky, high up in the sky, medium height in the sky. They were everywhere. Some of them were like if I was looking straight up, and one was right above me. Some of them were going like this and opening like this. And some of them were going like this and moving around. So it wasn't just a glare. These things were there. And I have never felt a terror like that in my life, except for when I was in the presence of God. It was as if I died and I was with God. Except this terror was not of God. It was an unholy fear, and it was terrifying. And as I'm watching this video, I'm thinking maybe that waking, horrifying vision that had me so scared. Literally, everywhere I looked in the sky, there was another one and another one, and I thought we were going to die that night. I really thought we were going to die. And I'm thinking, man, we're told in the Bible, look up, your redemption draws nigh. And I'm over here getting upset because, like, we're going to have to go through something horrible before we are rescued. That's what I'm thinking, because these things are right above my head. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. And I freaked out. But it's not because we're going to have to go through something like that. We're already going through tribulation as it is. We are not appointed to great tribulation. We are not appointed to the wrath of God. I was given a vision of something. It was a waking vision. And I'm starting to realize that was probably about AI. Becoming self-conscious, using weird proteins or whatever to create their own crafts. They were everywhere. Everywhere. I've never felt a fear like that. Even that morning, the electronics in my house were being weird. We had just heard about Omicron, and I had asked our Alexa that because that morning I had said out loud to my mom, I was like, I feel something evil from afar, like watching me, and I feel it hissing at me. And I think my mom just kind of brushed me off because I said that out loud to her. We were out front, and she just kind of brushed me off, thinks because I probably sounded like a nut. I sounded like a nut. And then we come inside, and I'm hearing about this Omicron, and apparently it had mutated 20 times overnight, because just the day before it only had 30 mutations. The very next day, that next morning, it had 50. So I asked Alexa. I said, hey, Alexa, how can a virus mutate 20 times in one night? This was her response. No. Both of my children and my mother were there to witness this. So not only did I have that waking vision that day, but the electronics in my house were acting weird. There's only one other time Alexa has responded to me like that. It was when I first met God. And I asked her, I said, why does everybody hate a prophet? And it was like her volume went completely up, and she went, no! And the device shook the counter. It's the only other time that's happened. And nobody was there to witness it that time, but my mom and both of my kids were here to witness it the second time. And they saw the Alexa respond with no. And that night was when I had that waking vision of those things. And look, my mom was laughing her ass off because everywhere I looked, I was like, like I was gasping. I gasped so many times my throat was sore because it was happening. It was real. These things were everywhere. Everywhere. And they were scary, and you could feel something evil off them. I had already sensed it that morning. I didn't know I was going to have a waking vision. This was real, and it was terrifying. Weeks after that, I would get drinks, whatever, snacks, and go to my room and shut the door. I wouldn't leave if it was nighttime. And I would not want, because I didn't want these things to see me through the windows in the house. Because even the next day, look, this was a waking vision. Even the next day, even when the sun came up, I still felt weird. It creeped out. I was terrified because these things were just up there. They weren't there in the daytime. As soon as the sun starts to set, I saw a couple of them come back into the atmosphere with this smoke trail behind them like this. And they were just coming, going back to their places as darkness was falling. I didn't continue to see them after this, but this vision lasted 2 or 3 days. This continued, and the fear lasted weeks. I think that was a waking vision of AI taking over. These things felt so unholy. You think you felt unholiness from a demon? Demons fear the Lord. These things, I think that's what it was about. That night when it started and I saw all those things, there was so many outside that it sounded like a massive horde of hornets as big as horses were outside, and I could hear the loud vibration buzzing right outside my window. It was so loud. I was already terrified. I couldn't sleep, but it was so loud. It was nearly deafening. It was so loud. It sounded like massive hornets as big as horses. And I was watching on our Ring doorbell that night. I was watching, and there was this weird manifested ball. I have screenshots of it above my neighbor's house. This thing was spinning and whirring. It was whirring and whirring and whirring. And I was thinking that's where the noise was coming from, because these things, you could see the lights in it. The lights would be on, off in different places. And it was whirring and spinning and spinning. It was so loud. I thought that was the Antichrist manifesting above my neighbor's house. You know what's weird? There is this manifested thing in the sky above the White House. People can literally see it even in the daytime. They don't know what it is. They think it's a portal. There's people literally taking pictures in the daytime. I've tried to see it on the live camera on YouTube. In the daytime, I can't really see it, but at night, it's there. It is there, and it looks just like the thing that was above my neighbor's house. And if you zoom in and watch, you can see it moving. And you can see these weird things light up, and then they're gone. Just like that thing that was above my neighbor's house. I think we ought to be careful with this AI stuff. This is not a game. We are not God. We cannot go about creating self-aware machines and expect it to go well. We are not God. There's a reason why we are supposed to do what God says, and we're not supposed to go trying to create like God. Even Satan tries to copy God, and it doesn't go well, because everything he does it for evil, and every single evil thing that he's ever done will be his demise times quintillions. The judgment for the fallen angels and the devil will be like the wrath and weight of that crushing judgment will be worse than the inward collapsing that creates a black hole. It'll be worse than that. It'll be worse than your worst thoughts or nightmares could ever fathom. And there's people who are going to go to that hell, and that hell was not created for them. Salvation's a free gift, man. It's free. I hate to break it to a lot of you who don't believe in God. But if God isn't real, that means your very existence is completely pointless. There is no point in your existence. You're just going to die, and there's no point in anything. If you think God doesn't exist, then why do you exist? I don't see us walking around on any other planet. This was not just some happenstance. Happened just nothing created everything. Nothing cannot create everything. That is scientifically impossible. So that entire idea collapses in on itself. It's stupid. But November 28th, 2021 is when I had that vision. These things, oh God. Just the shape of that V. At the tips it went to a point. And the way it was lit up. Oh my gosh. We need to be careful. This is a warning from God, and He led me to post this. Maranatha.